The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning, everyone. Bulk actions in workbooks. What are they? And what are some ideas for using them? Hello, my name is Tim Wilmot, and I'm joined today by my colleague, Peter Johnson. We are Wizard Systems, a leading independent CRM solutions provider of systems like workbooks, and we help organizations all across the UK and further afield with simple to use solutions to improve their sales, marketing, and customer service productivity through applications like workbooks. So thanks for joining us this morning for our mini training session, our regular series of events particularly during this period, focusing on different topics in and around workbooks. And this morning we're going to cover bulk actions. This presentation will be about 10 minutes, quarter of an hour or so just an overview of this feature. There can be quite a lot to it. It's very powerful. And my company, Wizard Systems, offer many extensive consultancy and additional help options if you want to explore those with us. Now, the audio part of this presentation, as you joined the event, so you would have heard that the audio is one way only. If you've got any questions, please type those into the question box on your meeting control panel, and we'll do our best to answer those at the end. And also, you will get a recording for this presentation as well. So just look out for your emails. Our system will send an email to you, normally after about a day or so, with a link to recording, and we'll most likely pop it up on our YouTube channel as well. So before we get into it, bulk actions, very brief mention about Wizard Systems, 27 years experience of implementing CRM solutions across a wide range of industries and size of companies in the UK, or predominantly in the UK, and we provide any kind of help that you would like around workbooks to help you get the most out of the investment you've made or are about to make, including any help on implementation, training. Obviously, that's all online right now. And help desk support. We're operating as normal. We've got a permanently manned help desk. If you've got a problem, query, question about workbooks, you just have to call us. Okay, let me now, because we're all working from home, let me transfer the presentation to Pete, and Pete will take you through these bulk actions. So over to you, Pete.
Thanks, Tim. Good morning, everybody. So let me just share my screen.
Yeah,
so
good.
Tim, if you just confirm, yeah, you can hear me and see my screen.
Yes, I can, Pete. Thank you.
Great, which means everybody else can. Yes, good morning to everybody. Okay, so this morning, as Tim mentioned, we're going to have a look at bulk actions. I'm going to take the opportunity to show you a couple of areas to have a look at bulk actions. One, have a look at activities, so maybe assigning activities to other people. Perhaps if somebody's left the company, or you've changed users or changed areas, that type of thing. So there might be a good number of activities that are currently assigned to one user, and you want to assign those to another user. We're also going to have a quick look at some bulk actions and cleansing the data. So whilst everybody's working away at home and that type of thing, maybe a good chance to have a look at your database and do some cleansing. So we're going to have a look at some records that are incorrectly entered and change them en masse to the correct values. So first off, we're going to have a look at the activities area. So let me just customize my screens a little bit here. Just minimize maybe this dashboard out of the way, and I happen to be here already on an activity list. So in the normal scheme of things, your activity list would be full of things for you and everybody else to take care of. So I'm going to go down to all tasks here and show you a list of tasks for a particular assigned user. I've got a user in here called Andy. So I'm going to just filter this list of all tasks and find all of those that are currently linked via the assigned to my user Andy. Of course, in my system here, because I've gone to all tasks, this is showing both scheduled or new activities pending to be done, and also completed ones. Now, I don't want to change the completed ones because looking back over time, I want to make sure that we keep the details that have been done by Andy. But Andy, in this example, is no longer with the organization, and I'd like to schedule any new ones for not Andy, but his replacement, Jane. So I'm also going to filter this list for those activities that are marked as new. So this list here of 8 activities currently owned and assigned to Andy, and they're pending with the status of new. So I'm going to allocate these to Jane. Really simple to do. You do need the correct capabilities for you as a user. Normally a power user or an administrator, that type of user, can do these bulk actions. So up here in the top of the screen, I've got this bulk action drop down. There's a number of things that you can do, but one of them is this reassign. So I'm going to reassign all of the visible records that I've filtered from Andy to my user Jane. Yeah, and of course you could do that to queues and so forth if you're using those. And if I reassign these tasks, now you can run this on a schedule, so you could do it a little bit later on during the day or something of that nature. But if I reassign this task now, do I really want to do this? Yes. And it just warns you, if you have a large list, if it's many thousands of these, then it may take some time. I've never known it take anything out into another day, but there we go. They're just warning you just in case, because it goes into a queue. So having done that, now this list currently shows Andy. If I refresh this, if it's done it yet, yeah, you can see there those items have now gone from this list purely because I'm filtering on Andy, but they're now owned and will be done by Jane. So really quick, simple. You can see how swiftly it does it. And we've chosen this bulk action and reassign. So let me show you the other one that I was going to have a look at. And for this example, I'm going to have a look at a different landing page. Let's go to organizations. So my example here is a bit of cleansing of the database. So to start off, I'm going to go to all organizations here. And maybe if I add a column here, I'm going to start cleaning up address fields. Here, I'm going to show county, state, and town. So just to show you this as an example, I'm going to look for a town. I'm going to filter on town. Let's do Birmingham. So you can see here, town starts with BIRM. Obviously, if you've got an international database, you've got to watch for your Birmingham, Alabama, is it? I think something in the US. So we've got all of these records, and you can see there's a bit of a mix on the county field. Somebody hasn't filled the county in on this. Somebody's abbreviated to West Mids. They may even have also abbreviated the Birmingham town. So let's have a look. So what I'm going to do is extend my search here. Town starts with. Now I can't apply another one here. And look for BHAM, but what I can do is put a comma, which is, if you like, an or statement. So what I'm looking for, every town that starts with BIRM and every town also that may also start with BHAM. And you can see here, yeah, here somebody's abbreviated Birmingham. So what I'm going to do in this bulk action is clean both of these columns at the same time. So to do this, I'm going to go up to bulk action, and you can see we can reassign the organization records in the same way as we did activities. I imagine if you've got people moving around regions and so on, you might want to find those and reassign those accounts or organizations, if you're B2B, to other users. But in this example, I'm going to choose the update option. So in update, I get a choice here now of all of the fields that exist at the organization level. And I'm going to update 2 fields. First of all, I'm going to find the county field, county state, and the value that I want to put in here is West Midlands. Okay, so we can see here, I can place that, and it will move that field to the top of the list. So you can see here on this bulk action, based on the 5 records that are visible in my filtered landing page, we're going to change the county to West Midlands. I know that I've already got some, but it's easier to do it just over the top of what's already there. I'm also going to select that town one purely because somebody's entered it in the wrong way, abbreviated Birmingham to Beeham. So there we go. Again, this will move to the top of the list. So you can see this particular bulk action will be applied to the 5 records in my landing page, and we're going to change the county to West Midlands and the town to Birmingham. So hopefully you can see some different options you could do for cleansing your database, finding regions, making sure information is updated en masse. So once done, I'm going to choose update organizations. I'm going to choose yes. I will get that warning again to say if it's a large list, it's going to take a little time. It goes into that queue. So in the background, it's being done now. If I refresh this list, we'll see if it's been done already. No, it hasn't yet. So I'm just going to continue choosing this refresh. There we go. It's all done. So you can see my list now. All of the towns are correctly input, and all of the counties match the correct values as well. So hopefully you can see if you have a look through your database and you can see some mess and untidy data, you should be able to find those records using your filtering and then do the bulk action to change that en masse for those. So some time spent worthwhile, I think. Okay, so Tim, do you have anything to add to that?
No, just that we can see some good examples there of helping you keep your CRM database up to date, saving you time, passing on activities from one user to another. There's loads of different examples that we could go through. But if you're in any doubt, anyone watching this on a potential use of a bulk action in Workbooks, then please contact our support department. We'd be very happy to hear from you and explain to you how you might go about it with that bulk action in Workbooks. So as we normally do on these regular training sessions, those of you that have attended them in the past, we have a little Q&A session here before we come to a close. So if you've got any questions around this feature or related feature in Workbooks, please type that into the question box on your meeting control panel. So I think there's only one at the moment from Simon. Simon says, you've changed tasks to somebody else. How do I prevent new ones for that user being created? Quite a good question. So that user obviously doesn't exist. How can we prevent activities inadvertently going to that old user?
Oh, okay. Yes, I think I understand the question. So yes, so if somebody's left the organization, or perhaps in the current situation they've been furloughed and you don't want people allocating activities to that user, then go into the user settings. I'm not sure I can on this demo account, but go into the user settings. There's a very simple little tick box against the user and it's login enabled. And if you remove the login enabled for that particular user, then when you go to any task, that particular user will not show in the assigned to list. Obviously, please don't delete the user. We covered actually setting up users in one of our previous tech sessions, which you can catch on our YouTube channel, where I go through this in a bit of detail. But if you uncheck the little box that says login enabled, they won't appear in this list. So therefore, somebody else can't allocate tasks to that user. Hope that answers your question.
Yeah, another question we're often asked is, when you remove a user, is that going to remove their activities from the activities they've done in the CRM system? No, it won't. They'll still be in there. You're just removing that login
Yes.
as piece.
Do not delete the user, otherwise those activities will go. So only so when a user leaves the organization, you just remove their license, but you leave the user there. So all of their old activities remain.
Yeah, which obviously you do want in your CRM system. So I don't think there's any more questions. So thanks very much for those people listening live. Thanks for your time this morning. Catch up with us next week, same time, normally every Thursday at 10 a.m. We will be mailing out close to the time our topic. If you've got any suggestions for future topics for short little workbooks training sessions like this, please email either us, Peter at wizard-systems.com or Tim at wizard-systems.com. We'd love to hear from you. But thanks very much for your time, and speak to you soon.
Bye, everybody.